Welcome to the show. It's your boy Changing Narratives, man. I want to show y'all and react to a couple clips that's going on around the world today. I really think that we on the start of a civil war. That's my opinion. You feel me? But it's chaos all over America right now. We got this outside of America, the first video, which is Mexico. They got protesters beating the police up and everything, man, over cartel violence. Outside of that, in the U.S., we got it's riots in L.A. right now. You got riots in Chicago right now. You got you got LA, Chicago, you got Portland, New York just elected Madani, so I know there's gonna be some protests going on over there. You got the Charlie Kirk thing, they protesting. North Carolina finna start protesting. Chicago, it's bad everywhere, man. But let's check out what's going on in Mexico right now.
Protests breaking out in Mexico City. More than 100 police officers were injured in these violent crashes outside of the National Palace. The unrest follows the assassination of a mayor who had criticized Sheinbaum's approach to fighting drug cartels. Demonstrators, many of them Gen Z, accused the president of ignoring cartel violence and rejecting U.S. help to combat it. Leonardo Falcon and Ignacio Gonzalez are here. They have a podcast called the Leo and Nacho podcast in Mexico, and we've had them on many times on Fox Noticias. I'll start with you, Leo. Why don't you just explain to the American people what is happening at this moment, because Mexico is in full revolt right now.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, good morning to the United States and good morning to you, Rachel. And what Mexico is currently facing is a national awakening. What we're looking at, what you're probably looking at in the screens, is a protest of the Gen Z movement in Mexico, where there are no parties that they are leading this. It's the youth, it's the Mexican people. It's not about the left, it's not about the right. It's
Look at
about
this.
the Mexican people wanting the best for the country. And we're all together in this protest, we're all together for a better country, and we see it. It's beautiful, it's beautiful. We saw over more than 100,000 people during the streets of Mexico, and it was pretty impressive from our part to see it.
So if you just tuning in, this is the Mexico citizens, and they raging war. Now, like our protesters, for example, you seeing no matter they protesting and throwing things at the cops, but it haven't got this bad like it is in Mexico. In Mexico, they beating cops up and everything.
So we're very happy with the people that showed up in the country and that they are pushing for a change.
Nacho, why are the Mexican people so angry at Claudia Sheinbaum, your president?
Well, in a country where you have 60 murders and 40 missing people a day, every single day, of course they are shocked.
60 murders a day.
Of course they are shocked.
Yeah.
We, the youth, are really desperate because we don't see the light. The generations see the teenagers after this horrific situation. We decide to protest.
Yes.
Not with a flag of any political party, no, because they are killing us.
Yes.
That's the reality.
Okay, so what do you believe that Claudia Sheinbaum is complicit in this? We've had senators on here, Senator Lily Tejas, who bravely said Mexico is indeed a narco state, and she said that Claudia Sheinbaum and her Morena party, the political party she belongs to, is in business with the cartels. Is that true in your opinion, Leo?
Well, when we look at what Nacho just mentioned, when we look at 60 murders, 40 missing people every single day, the narco state of Mexico makes
40
it
missing people.
pretty obvious that there's some things going on behind the curtains in the Mexican government.
Yeah.
This is sad, but
So they definitely think that the government tied in with the cartels.
we look at here in the protest is that there's actually a noticing. There's actually a noticing of all of the Mexican youth, of all of the Mexican families, that they are saying, how can this be happening? when you have such a big amount of the population mad, upset at what's
Something's
happening in the
going on.
country,
Yeah.
something's going on. And
Yeah.
that's when you have a protest like the one we had yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, people should understand, not only was that mayor murdered in public with his wife and his child there, but then a few days later, another mayor was executed. He was actually decapitated, his head placed on the hood of his car. This kind of stuff happens all the time. It's totally normalized in Mexico, and the Mexican people are sick of it. Now, President Trump, Nacho, has said, I'm going to take on the cartels in Venezuela, and of course, they're a transnational network, and that includes the cartels in Mexico. He has gone to Sheinbaum and said, will you help me? But her help appears to be very superficial, not real. What do the Mexican people want, Nacho? Especially Generation Z, because Generation Z is the one who is sort of fueling this protest. In fact, Claudia Sheinbaum printed out the names of all the Gen Z influencers like yourselves who were encouraging people to come out and protest, which is like putting a list out for the cartels. So tell me, do the young people like you want the help from President Trump's administration and from our military?
The Generation Z want peace. We don't care if that peace comes with American flag in the left arm, the right arm. We don't care. We want peace. The situation we're living in Mexico is crazy. It's crazy, and we have a president who prefers to talk about influencers and content creators instead of fixing the real problem,
Which is
as
the
Leo
cartels.
said, which is the cartels.
Last word,
We
Leo.
don't know what the problem is. We don't know it.
Yeah. You know that
She
the
prefers
problem.
to look the other way.
Correct. Last word, Leo. Do the Mexican people, does Generation Z Mexicans want President Trump to eradicate the cartels, even if that includes military work, military
Hey,
action?
Reed, I want to say it.
I think that's a great question, Rachel. And I think this question works for every single country that is facing such a big and important problem, such as in Mexico.
So let me see what this. Look at this. Look at they protest. Look at this. It's crazy. This is crazy. Look how they hit the police. This is totally crazy. Dog, they picking up the bomb things and throwing it back at the police, bro. Like, it ain't funny, man. It just puzzles me to say, like, what is going on around the world? Look at this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Man, they out there tripping. Man, ain't no way I'd be a police officer in Mexico. Ain't no way. So we go from that protest to this protest. Now look at this. This protesting in Portland. So we just left Mexico. Now we in Portland. Look at the difference.
Just were on the couch during the break saying people need to get off the couch and move. Well, they're doing it. Okay, so there's a
Dog. You just saw the Mexico protest. Now we just went to America. I'm not propagating no type of violence and nothing like that. But I know it's a spirit. but it's something really mentally affecting people out here, man. Everybody is on edge. People don't know their purpose. Nobody tapped in with God. If it's just people, it's lawless. Like the Bible speak of it, we are in lawless times. Look at this. I'm gonna show more. Look at this.
We're not just sitting on the couch. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, a big part of our healthcare crisis.
This a protest.
And cancers, AIDS, and heart disease are preventable with better behavior. Is this-
I'll probably never go to Portland. I'll never go to Portland.
80s aerobic gear. I love it.
Yeah, and,
They're not following the instructor. They're out of step.
You're right.
It's unstep.
They're all marching to their own drum.
it is interesting, though, to watch this sort of evolution, because remember on No King's Day, we had people in these inflatable pink dinosaur costumes. Now the protesters are doing this, but the point is lost on them. They just look silly because, again, this administration and President Trump is
Look
leaning
at this.
into federal immigration law enforcement, removing people that have
What is wrong with America, though?
committed murders,
America has fallen.
assault, battery, robbery. These are illegal aliens led in the country by the previous administration, President Biden, Kamala Harris, and Alejandro Mayorkas. And now President Trump is working literally day and night in places like Oregon and in Chicago. Yesterday at that Broadview facility where I was there on day one of Operation Midway Blitz, they've since arrested and planning to
Look at
remove
this.
some
This in
4,000
Chicago.
criminal aliens.
Got rough out
It
there.
got violent yet again. The reason why this got violent
Look at this.
is because protesters have tried to obstruct the facility where when they arrest these criminal illegal aliens, they take them to the facility to be processed, and these protesters tried to get literally in that space, and law enforcement wasn't having it.
You know, I think it's not just because we love the footage of the aerobic dancers, but you know, when you see that footage, and when you see this level of violence and insanity, you can't let people like that run our country and run our policy and decide what's good for both of us. I mean, put that footage back up of the people, the ICE aerobics dancers. Do you want those people?
Look at this, man. Y'all see this? This is crazy.
Running our policy on what we're going to do with.
And then-
Should these people be making the decision?
Have you met the new mayor of Seattle?
Yeah.
Oh my
You know,
God,
the problem
man.
is they're protesting.
This is a protest.
Yeah,
These are protests.
You said this is a protest?
Version, but their message.
I thought it was the workout, then go to the protest.
No, no.
This is the protest.
This is
Okay.
part of the torture.
This is part
for
of
all of us.
but it's what they're protesting
Yeah.
that is so absurd, because they're protesting the actual carrying out of our federal immigration law. And when you look at the serious nature of the crimes committed by these illegal criminal aliens, that you are making a mockery of yourself, standing out there in the 1980s neon jazzercise outfit,
Yeah.
saying that we don't want our laws to be upheld.
We were talking all morning about the economy and inflation, and part of the solution to inflation is getting wages up. And part of this whole immigration issue is about getting people out of the country who are undercutting the wages of the working class, which makes it hard for them to put food on the table. And so we really need to talk.
So so this is what I'm saying. I want to ask a serious question, and y'all put in the comments of what y'all think. For the people that's to the left or whatever. As Americans, we can't go to no country without our passport, our stamps, our ID, birth certificates. We can't go nowhere. And then when we do go somewhere, the littlest thing, we might get caught with a vape pen or something like that. You're facing 10 years. You feel what I'm saying? I live in the D. Canada is like right there. I can't get over to Canada without no ID or without my credentials. So why are we protecting people that came over here illegal? Like, when you ask people them questions, they can't answer that. They just keep talking about, oh, Trump, I hate Trump, I hate Trump. No, No. Stay focused on the question. These people are illegally here. Illegally here. And y'all want to protect them? How? How do that make sense? If I lived in Canada, and if I was from Canada and Americans was coming over the border to Canada, I still think the same way. It ain't that I don't want you here, my guy. I want you here. I want to know they let somebody in here that's legit, not no runaway prisoners. So if we had a bunch of prisoners escape out of prison here and run over to Canada, you think the Canada people ain't gonna be like, hey, get them out of here? You feel what I'm saying? Like what's going on? So let me know what y'all think in the comments, man, because I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I mean, y'all trying to protect these people and causing chaos all over America and trying to put it back on Trump. I don't get it. I mean, like the video, like the channel, subscribe to it, man. Conversate with me, man. If you don't agree with me, let me know. If you agree with me, tap in.